TJ Jefferson.
Holler.
You have been holding up that grease board every single week. How about them Cowboys?
Yes. How it felt.
And you got it up there. You still have it. You're wearing your Cowboys. What would you call that? A winter cap with the.
It's a Scully. It's a
ski cap.
Toque, a toboggan, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, very good. Because the forecast calls for a blizzard of criticism. And
nice. Hold on.
Okay, you've got the floor. What do you want the Dallas Cowboys to do with yesterday's loss, TJ Jefferson?
What I want them to do with it?
Yes.
I mean, you sit there, you look at some tape, you review what you did wrong, and then you got to move on.
Yeah, this isn't a Week 8 loss, TJ. This is not like your loss against the Denver Broncos.
What do you think they're going to do, though, Rich? They're grown men. They're multimillionaires. They're going to sit.
No.
They're going to sit there. They're going to think about it maybe today, and they're going to move on with their lives. They're going to start training in about another week.
Players. I'm talking about Jerry Jones, who is not just going to rest.
Get your damn act together.
What do you want the Cowboys to do with this loss? TJ Jefferson, do you want a new coach?
What I've said all year, and you brought up part of what I've been saying about the kicking aspect of the team. You thought that was going to cost us.
He actually made a big kick yesterday.
I said Zerline,
even though he was sent out there down 16 to kick 3.
Yeah, I said Zerline, as long as you get him out of the first quarter, he's money. So we got him through the first quarter without him missing anything.
Do you want another coach to coach this team?
I mean, you're asking me, now you're pushing me. I was going to get there.
Okay.
All year I was saying that poor clock management was going to hurt this team. And it's happened, like Dan Orlovsky said, time and time again. At some point, what are you going to do? Like, I don't know dollars and cents wise. I don't know what they're going to do. But if you're asking as a fan what I want to do,
yes.
I honestly don't know yet. I mean, it would be easy to sit here and go, you got to fire McCarthy. You got to get rid of him. I think that would just be overreacting to something that just happened.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't know. I don't know the problem. The team, 14 penalties, our once powerful offensive line, once the greatest line in football, did not look that great yesterday.
Well, that was Irv. As you know, he came on the show. He reiterated on NFL Game Day morning he had hoped that the young Cowboys offensive line would be the one to get out there, as opposed to the older, potentially more banged up offensive line. And we saw they rushed 4 and got home even with Nick Bosa out of the game. Yeah. So, again, the issue is if you're Jerry Jones and you're seeing your defensive coordinator who just lit it up this year, right? To the point where he's now a hot coaching candidate everywhere.
Do you let him leave?
Do you let him leave and say, I believe in McCarthy and we're going to get another defensive coordinator in here from Micah Parsons and the rest of this team that is young enough to keep moving forward with Trayvon Diggs, that they're younger on that side of the ball than they are on the offensive side of the ball? Do you keep your defensive coordinator in-house as your HC to make sure that he doesn't go anywhere else? This is against type. I know everybody thinks that Jerry Jones is impetuous and he's also rash, he's this or that, but he held on to Jason Garrett forever, as we know. He stuck with Campo. He stuck with a lot of guys.
Yeah.
And so he stuck with Wade longer than a lot of people wanted him to stick with. So this would be against type for him to tell McCarthy you're 2 and out.
But the defense, Rich, as you said, that Cowboys defense looked better this year than it has in, my Lord, how many years?
The crown jewel is Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons and Diggs, who both absolutely love Dan Quinn. So you would hate to see this guy who helped mold and build this defense with these 2 young stars, all pros, possibly legends in the making.
So you're going to let this is the decision Jerry Jones has to make. And by the way, in the next 24 to 48 hours, by the way. I
think it would all depend on the amount of offers that Quinn's getting.
He's going to get the Denver Broncos is absolutely going to offer him one. And I think I think he's going to get 2 or 3 other ones too.
I think we always know that Dallas has offensive talent, right? Talent on that side of the ball. But the way this defense played, the way these guys respond to Dan Quinn, I don't know that you can let this man leave the building. And if that comes at the expense of Mike McCarthy, then I don't want to ever go back to the defense, man, the way it was the last few years. It was abysmal. It was abominable. It was every bad word that starts with an A that you can think of. Mm-hmm. So, no, I don't want to ever go back to that. And if that means making Dan Quinn the head coach, then do what we got to do, but this defense has to keep churning.
Well, there are some fans who want to talk to you today, TJ.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
And so I just want to set the ground rules here because, as you know, there were no ground rules between Stephen A. and Michael Irvin today. It was very difficult. Irv had a difficult run of it on First Take today. We have ground rules here set by TJ Jefferson himself.
Oh, yeah.
So for those who calling in who want to talk to TJ today or tweet at TJ, there are ground rules.
Tiers.
Let's remind everybody what the tiers are.
Yep. Tier 1.
This tier 1, if you have 3 or more Super Bowl wins, you can talk to him today.
You can talk trash. I'll let you
You're in the VIP, is what you say.
Hey, we're sipping on.
If you have one or 2 wins, that you're a tier 2 individual. So you're in the club. They can talk to you, right? If you have 1 or 2 wins, because that includes the Jets. And Mark Sanchez, as you know, had more playoff wins than the Cowboys have had since 1995.
I get that, and we still have more Super Bowl wins. But yeah,
no,
you're right. They're in the club.
I'm allowed to talk.
You're allowed to roam around the club.
You're free to roam. I'm
up.
still in VIP, but I could probably hear you if we make eye contact and I'm looking at you and you're yelling something. I'm like, okay, cool.
All right, tier 3. If you have never won a Super Bowl, right? You have to wait in line.
You got to wait for the doorman, maybe Brockman or Feller.
So
or
that
whoever.
means others who are in tier 1 and tier 2 that call the program at 844-204-RICH, you have to stay on hold till they're off the phone line, and then they can talk to you, or what?
Essentially, but tier 4, those are the ones who like to talk the most.
Never made it. Have never made it.
Don't even get in the shower.
All right, okay.
Just that outfit that you picked out for Friday night. Return it. Get your money back.
Okay.
Because you ain't getting in the club. Okay.
All right. So these are the ground rules. To call 844-204-RICH today.
I got my man Tadao at the door,
TJ,
and he's real stingy.
It's still a little raw, a little soon. Dusty in Pennsylvania, you're first up. What tier are you? Can you talk to TJ? Are you allowed to talk to TJ today, Dusty in Pennsylvania?
I am, Rich.
Okay. What is your credentials?
Who's your team, Dusty?
I'm a huge Niners fan.
Okay. Hey, sit next to me in the VIP. We're going to open up that rope for you, Dusty. You come right in.
Bottle service.
For you, being a Dallas fan, but go Niners. I'm actually born and raised in Wyoming, so I'm a huge Josh Allen fan too. So
oh my gosh,
I am too.
Football's looking awesome this week.
Okay, so what do you have to do? What else you got? You got anything for?
What I wanted to really get into is Mr. TJ and your signs and your clothing and your
I'm a fan, baby.
Overall Dallas hubris.
Yes.
It's over, man. Niners got you.
It's never over, Daddy. It's never over.
We're running with this thing too.
You know what?
What?
I might hold this up every week, every Monday, just because it's never over.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, but what am I supposed to do? Stop rooting for them? I'm already Rich. I'm already
saying your season is over.
I know. I'm saying I'm already so far deep in. Right? It's like a marriage. I sometimes understand why people stay married for years after the love is gone. Because what are you going to do? You're not going to get divorced. You've already built a life together. I can't leave them no matter what. Jerry Jones shook my hand.
You're doing it for the kids named Micah and Trayvon.
Yeah, I mean Jerry Jones shook my hand in his suite. He told me, "I want to thank you for being a fan of the Dallas Cowboys." That's just like I'm in it for life, like Mac 10 for life. Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm not going to come out here and go, I hate the Cowboys now. It's
Dusty, thank you for the time, Dusty. Thank you for the time. Congrats again on Josh Allen.
Love the show.
Thanks, brother.
Good luck to you, Dusty, though.
Pete in Richmond, Virginia. Which tier are you? Are you allowed to talk to TJ Jefferson today, Pete?
So saith the sooth, so saith the sayer. I told y'all last week.
Yes.
And the only reason I didn't talk about the Bucks, TJ, it's because I don't need to worry about the Bucks, TJ. Just like I pray to God the Rams win so they can come to Tampa and get a taste. But TJ, seriously, yeah, y'all, I don't know what y'all need to do, but y'all need to do something.
But what is it, though?
My goodness. Blow up the stadium because y'all can't win there when it needs to be won there. I mean, my man, you spent $1 billion on a stadium you can't play in.
Well, I mean, technically, Uncle Jerry did because my money stayed in my pocket.
No, he's talking about your man. Your man.
I'm talking about your man. Yeah, your man, Mr. Handshake. Hey, just ask you, man, were you praying and hoping that y'all were going to see Philadelphia in the playoffs?
Of course.
Just so you'd have a shot at winning something?
Anybody but the Niners.
Yeah, I didn't want the Niners.
I mean, you were taking Arizona back.
No, actually, I didn't want to have to chase Kyler Murray around.
No, I would have taken Arizona back over the Niners, bro.
I think Jerry needs to hire a motivator of men and keep those two coordinators. Then I worry about the Cowboys.
All right,
They need a motivator of men.
Pete in Richmond.
But Pete is a Buccaneers fan, right?
He is. He's allowed. Yeah. He's in the VIP.
Yes, I am.
He's in the VIP.
Well, I mean, his team has won 2 Super Bowls.
So he doesn't get the bottle service.
He doesn't get the bottle
service.
service.
Gets the bottle service? The refs coming off the field get the bottle service.
So Pete's in the club.
That's
he's just not in the VIP.
Would Jerry hire Jim Harbaugh?
I don't think so. No.
Leader of men, I mean.
No, but Quinn isn't sticking around to be the DC for somebody else after doing all that. He's got the HC all lined up. Why wouldn't he go to Denver? The only reason why you wouldn't go to Denver right now is you're concerned about who's going to own the team. So I'm going to sign on a dotted line, and all of a sudden I don't know who's paying my checks. Right. I don't know who's going to be committed. Like, their ownership's up in the air. That's going to be dicey. Except you can't imagine a new owner is going to come in and blow out John Elway. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think so.
You know what I mean? So, John is kind of be like, I got the flow chart. Don't you worry about it. Do you want this job or not? You want to come here to Denver?
Elway's in a group to buy the team, too, right?
Well, Peyton Manning is apparently.
Yeah, they're in 2 separate groups, but yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, competing. But did Dan Quinn go to Jerry today and say, look, McCarthy or me, you got to pick?
No. I think he's just going to take his job interviews where he's taking him. And then Jerry's is going to have to sit there and think. I don't think he's giving an ultimatum to Jerry Jones. I think he's just going about his business. Jerry Jones doesn't need to. Jerry Jones knows exactly what time it is. And the time is that his defensive coordinator, who just turned the light on Micah Parsons and Diggs and everyone else in a way that Mike Nolan sure didn't, is going to leave unless you do something rash, which is rash for him. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.